So folks, welcome aboard another trip report on board AZ0520 KL34 something co-chair, flying on ITA Airways Airbus A319 from Rome Fiumicino with a scorching 37 degrees to Sofia and a scorching also 37 plus degrees. And we're flying on a 2003 Ireland registered aircraft. Funnily enough, didn't realise they register aircraft in Ireland. There's probably less aircraft. So you might have just watched the previous video. If you haven't, I'll link that. Make sure to watch that as well, which is a trip report from Amsterdam to Rome, where we also went to visit Fiumicino and we experienced a disaster that is the Cortal bus service. Basically just no timetable information, an app that's very counterintuitive and gives the wrong locations. The bus arrived 7 minutes early, which is actually grand, but had I popped in the supermarket as is half thinking to do, would have missed that bus, and who knows when the next bus is. Very erratic, illogical timetables. Bit of a disaster, and there's absolutely scorching heat, so had to get out of there. But we saw Fiumicino, we got a good view of it, and if you want to see what Fiumicino looks like, make sure to check out that video. Now we are heading off to see our next endeavour, which is the ITA Airways flight. I'm just going to go inside the airport and ITA Airside because it is roasting, and I'm done with this. So we'll head towards Terminal 1, and from there we'll go through security and then hopefully get a beverage, because I am absolutely dehydrated, even though I drank that essentially orange coloured tonic and that water. See what the story with this microphone is, because I have to use my phone microphone. There's another spare microphone, but just not about to take the stuff out just yet. Probably just needs a charge, but it's all just... My stuff doesn't work, it's a bit annoying, because I was also meant to get a DJI that never arrived, so it's all just a bit not ideal. Okay, that's Terminal 5. Well, anyway, from here I think we can go upstairs and into departures. As you can see, this is Terminal 1. Terminal 1 is usually the oldest and usually the most run down. So at least there's air conditioning, but yeah, inside it's definitely showing its age, but it's brilliant. Actually having air conditioning makes a world of difference. So yeah, the microphone is just turning off, so I presume it's a battery issue. I was thinking maybe it overheated, but it just seems to be the battery issue. Actually, my phone at some point, I was trying to go on Google Maps to turn to dark mode, it was saying that it's too hot, so the heats were absolutely scorching, 37 degrees, horrendous. So anyway, we're at departures, and from here, through security, and let's get ourselves a drink. Pronto. So, yeah. We have about 2 hours to kill, but we can just charge our stuff and charge our phone, microphone, and then we will also just see how things are going. So the aircraft rotations, the aircraft are going to Milan, Rome, so it's essentially kind of like a position. It wouldn't actually start off in Rome, so sometimes that happens. You don't do double switches or you end up in the same place. You don't do like 1-1, so it started off in Milan, came to Rome, then went to Rome, Hania in Greece, Hania back, and now it's going Rome, Sofia. Now this is looking a lot better, as you can see. This is looking all renovated, so the departures, but it does look more renovated. I guess departures is always more important than arrivals, because realistically, how much time people spend in arrivals? Very little. People essentially just, you know, arrivals is just a way to get out, practically. So looking actually quite modern. So these are check-in desks. Let's see where our flight is. It should be I think we're saying AZ0520, Sofia, A. So let's see where security is. My good time with security is to the left. So through security we go, I think. Yeah, so fast. So there's fast track, security control, through there. 2 minutes security queue time, so it's quite quick. So we'll have a bit of time to spare, but it's just nice to be able to sit down, because in this here, especially like the 12 o'clock hour is just too hot, and to be honest, we saw what there was in Fiumicino. After that, the next bus was at 1, so we didn't necessarily have bus choice anyway. And having experienced the bus, I was actually a bit worried we get stranded, so luckily that didn't happen, and we actually managed to see what we needed to see. So I'll catch you at an airside. Testing. So we have finally got our gate, and we're going to be heading to A51. So at the moment we are at A26, and what we need to do is we need to go to A51. So if you take a look here at 1425, you can see Sofia is right there. I have a feeling this might be a bit of a trek, but we shall see. So here we are, kind of at the end of the terminal. And one thing I want to show you, something cool, is you have these things here which show you how many toilets are available. Which is quite a neat little feature, for sure. Now it shows up the microphone, so I think that should be working just fine. And you can hear me because now we'll have to edit, post-editing. There's going to be no sound in some clips. I do apologise. I'm just teething issues. I'm going to try new equipment. I've cooled down a lot, thankfully. Bought some tickets from a vending machine, 2.15. You never get the value from the airport. And now we kind of need to head off to whatever our thing is, a flight. I'm not sure when it starts boarding, because for the coach shows us less details, so like KLM will give you details about when the boarding starts, you know, when expected departure is. But this one just says 14:25. But anyway, as you can see here, we need to go up the escalators for A57. It's quite a lot of gates, all the way up to 83. So we're going from one hub to another. So, as you know, Amsterdam Schiphol is obviously a big hub. It's bigger than Rome Fiumicino, but Rome Fiumicino is also a massive hub. And they've actually, a lot of the US carriers have expanded in Rome, so it's been a big growth airport. So I think Rome's actually one of the fastest growing in terms of year-on-year change. So, yeah, especially among the US carriers, which we've seen weakness. Not necessarily weakness, but like in terms of the European transatlantics, they've been a bit like hawkish due to all the tariffs and uncertainty surrounding the presidency of a certain person. This has been less reflected in Rome, where there's been really strong travel demand. So that's a fun fact. So now we have to walk through this, and as you can see here, it's a line field. That's flashing green, so that's all good. There's workstations and everything. It was nice and peaceful down there. It was very quiet, there wasn't very many people there. There's some dope sat beside. They started playing TikTok super loudly, as they do. Luckily he disappeared after a while. He'll be making a camera under the shorts. Right. People here can't look after. So one thing I hate about airports is that there's so many incompetent people that take up so much space. As in, they walk really slowly, they take up all the space, and they have a completely incognizant to the fact that they're not the only people within the terminal building. So anyway, I'll be continuing. And I also got some very nice cool water when we finished our drink, some sort of lemon thing. And yeah, they have pizzas of course here, but like as usual, airports are expensive. And it'll be interesting now to see what's in ITA. So they say they give you a free drink and a free snack, I think. So when it was Alitalia, I flew with them years ago, I think back in 2009, 2010, they gave you free biscuits and free orange juice. It'll be interesting to see if that's still the case. If you watch our previous ship before video of KL1601, you will see that when we are taxiing to ADR, that is Aerodromo di Roma, which is in this case Rome Fiumicino, you'll see some scrapped Alitalia wide bodies 330s. You actually also see them now when you land in Sofia, most likely because Sofia has some also scrapped or decommissioned Alitalia aircraft. I don't know why. And again, the usual people crawling through. That's the annoying thing. It said A, and me thinking A, sure, all the way is down there. I'm completely wrong. It's all the way on the other end. We're up there, that's the food court there. Nothing much to report there. As you can see here, it's all been refurbished, looking quite nice. You can see the tiles have been changed relatively recently. All these kind of commercial properties in an airport have a useful life, or just a general like life expectancy of about 30 years. Yeah, miss there who's, oh look, that someone's behind me. Yeah, well you're walking so slowly, looking at your phone, you know. That's what seats are for. 851, 831, 52. This way, we nearly missed our exit. But luckily, I was not lost. Right, that's still going. That's the one thing about the battery life on this. I guess is what happens to get cheap microphones and whatnot. Because like if you hang on your t-shirt, it's kind of actually a bit of a nuisance to monitor the green light. You're going to have to look down. And I saw I checked the green light yesterday evening when I'd landed, and it was flashing, but it would turn out I might have missed something, or there was just some teething issues, or a combination of both. The Revolut must be sponsoring this airport, and there's actually 3 Revolut cards. And this time, luckily, we were actually able to get some, because when I was in Brussels, I also had this, but they were empty. And when I landed here, it was empty. But then we actually now managed to get some live ones. Oh, there's a chest there. That's really cool. So I do like chess. So we managed to get that, and obviously, oh look at that, we're all the way down to the end, lovely. So basically I was wondering if those, like, you can link them to your account, because my cards can't snap, so if the contactless doesn't work, it's only if you put in an ATM or if you insert it. But they're kind of just generic ones. You have to, they give you like a QR code, I think then you can link it to your account potentially, or is it a new account? I'll find out anyway. There's an ITA A320. The ITA is quite big. When we went from China, there's quite a few ITA aircrafts taking off, and we're anyway lucky to be flying on the A319, because all these aircrafts will presumably be phased out. Those are the Revolut machines I was talking about, and actually there was someone refilling them in Airside. So, and actually when I was collecting them, someone hadn't collected their cards, so they took a few there for family and friends and whatnot. These are the kind of vending machines. They're cheaper than the shops. Like chili fee was like €3 for 300ml water bottle. Usually the airport managing body, if they own chili fee, should be looking at providing a value for money. And I'm sorry, €3 for water is not value for money by any stretch of the imagination. Anyway, I digress. We continue on. You can see it's a wild goose chase. A51 is just up here. Oh, we even have to go down. Isn't this just getting better and better? And there's, oh, those are smoking out. Those are lifts for a second. Those are lifts.
Aeroporti di Roma invita i passeggeri a abbandonare o lasciare i dispositivi propri.
So obviously we won't be on a jetway, which is nice. I actually don't like being on a jetway because then you can't get good pictures of the aircraft with someone else's reports. And I think the aircraft slammed because the aircraft has a 1 hour layover, or was it 50 minutes, or was it 1 hour 10 minutes? There it is. That's a, I'm not sure that's a A319. That looks like a A320, maybe it's not that aircraft. But yeah, actually I don't think it's that aircraft. Might not be here just yet. I think it was delayed flying in from Hanya, but we should still be grand. I think we'll change. So folks, I'll tune in shortly once we are boarding to Sofia. So our flight, as you heard, is delayed by 1 hour and 5 minutes for some unknown reason. The aircraft is here, so the aircraft landed from Hanya like 15 minutes behind schedule, something landed at 1:12, so there's still 1 hour for it to do its departure. So I presume it's a crew issue. Either the crew is late or they have to get a standby crew or something along those lines, because of course why would they stop at a madly unreliable bus service? You would expect the airline to be much better. So yeah, it's just fantastic. It's just been annoying because we have some stuff to need to leave the luggage in the train station, and that closed at 9, so it's going to be a bit of a hectic rush. I need to check in the hotel before 10, and I would have liked to sleep and get dinner, but rather than just kind of waste my time in this airport that I've been in now for 3 hours. But There you go. ITA. KLM won the ball on the game, you know. I think every time I've flown KLM, no issues, been on time. These lot here, ITA, doesn't bode well. Right, so looking at flight radar there, we can see what the issue is. So essentially, they've done the usual flag carrier tactic and last minute aircraft swap, which causes delays not only for the one that they swapped the 319 off of, but also the one they swapped the 320 off of. So I think before the 320 must have been going to Cagliari, some sort of internal Italian flight, and they switched it off to the 319, so on the 320 now. It's a bit pointless because now both flights are delayed by an hour, but yeah, this is a trick as old as time, so yeah, that's why.
No, I actually don't. Wow. But I'm not sure if she was off that direction. Yeah. Right? No more, yeah. Because people are technically more traveling like that's including when I sent Texas up. Yeah. No, era were you like this?
In the irony of events, there is the aircraft we should have flown on, Echo India 5B, and this is the one that we have been delayed on. So that aircraft has been sitting there since 1 o'clock, but for some reason we're going on this. You can see here, safety car is missing. For a flight carrier, look at this legroom. It's like in a low-cost airline configuration, 31 seats, same as a low-cost airline. Time's in absolutely dire state.
Aeroporto di Sofia, il mio nome è Alessandro Sommaccare, sono il primo ufficiale di questo volo, desidero darvi qualche informazione. Mi dispiace per questo ritardo alla partenza dovuto a un cambio aeromobile inaspettato che ha ovviamente portato via parecchio tempo per allestire il nuovo aeromobile. Stiamo cercando di velocizzare al massimo tutte le operazioni per lasciare l'area di parcheggio nel giro di qualche minuto. Dopo il decollo il tempo di volo verso Sofia sarà di 1 ora e 30 minuti circa. Le condizioni meteorologiche lungo la rotta sono buone. L'ultimo bollettino di Sofia ci riporta un cielo parzialmente nuvoloso, una temperatura al suolo di 30 gradi centigradi. A nome mio, del comandante e di tutto il resto dell'equipaggio vi ringrazio per aver scelto di volare con noi. Vi auguro una buona permanenza in nostra compagnia. grazie. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome on board this Airbus A320 ITA Airways flight to destination. Sofia Airport speaking from the flight. Some information about this flight. I'm so sorry for this delay in departure due to an unplanned change of airplane. We are going to speed up all the operation in order to get the stand in a couple of minutes. After takeoff, flight time to Sofia will be 1 hour and 30 minutes. The weather on the route is good. Destination sky partially cloudy. Ground temperature 30 degrees centigrade. Thank you one more time to choose to fly with ITA Airways. Enjoy your stay on board. Grazie.
Signore e signori, desideriamo richiamare la vostra attenzione su alcune dotazioni e procedure di sicurezza di questo aereo. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to draw your attention to some safety features on board this aircraft. Osservate come allacciare e slacciare la cintura di sicurezza. Please pay attention how to fasten and release your seatbelts. Questo aeromodo è un effetto personale, allontanatevi dall'aeromobile. This aircraft is with 8 emergency exits located in the forward, mid and rear, so please note once in your rescue. In case of an emergency evacuation, an illuminated escape pass will help to reach the exits, leave your belongings behind and move away from the aircraft. In caso di depressurizzazione, l'alloggiamento che contiene le maschere per l'ossigeno si aprirà automaticamente. Prendete una maschera ed attivatela tirando energicamente verso di voi. Portatela sul viso coprendo naso e bocca, respirate normalmente. Solo dopo averla indossata aiutate coloro che hanno bisogno della vostra assistenza. La maschera funziona anche se il sacchetto non si gonfia. In case of loss of cabin pressure, an oxygen mask will automatically drop from the compartment above your seat. Pull the mask down firmly, put the oxygen mask over your nose and mouth and breathe normally. Put your mask on before helping others. The mask works even if the plastic bag does not inflate. Il salvagente si trova nella tasca sotto la vostra poltrona. Dopo aver aperto il contenitore, indossatelo come vi stanno mostrando gli assistenti di volo. Agganciate la cinghia sul davanti e tirate l'estremità in modo che aderisca bene. Gonfiate il salvagente immediatamente prima di abbandonare l'aereo tirando le maniglie rosse. Se fosse necessario soffiate nei tubi di gomma. Se utilizzate un finestrino di emergenza, gonfiate il salvagente all'esterno della cabina. Your life jacket is the pocket under your seat. Open the container and put the jacket on as the cabin crew are now demonstrating. Fasten the clips in the front and pull the straps to adjust the jacket to your side. Inflate the jacket by pulling the red handles just before leaving the aircraft. If necessary, the air supply can be topped up by blowing into the rubber tubes. And if you use an emergency window exit, the life jacket should be inflated only outside the aircraft. For further information, please check the safety instruction card in the seat pocket in front of you. Thank you for your attention. Per ulteriori informazioni vi raccomandiamo di prendere visione delle norme di sicurezza riportate sul cartoncino posto nella tasca della poltrona di fronte a voi. Grazie per il cortese ascolto, buona permanenza a bordo. Thank you for your attention. We wish you a very pleasant stay on board. Thank you.
eravate solo due ingressi. Ma per caso? Lo sapevate? No, mi chiede appunto se veramente lo facciamo, io vorrei farlo assolutamente. No, lo facciamo che ci capisci. No, mi sembra una cattiva idea, però mi sembra un po'. Qualche concerto fuori dalla fabbrica, se non ci costa, va
for departure, grazie.
Quello era bello, no, recentemente, 2 anni fa, un progetto per citazione di Beethoven continue, sempre Beethoven, orribile. Sì, in qualche momento, e dopo ogni tanto diventa no, però per esempio, noia, per ora meglio sentire veramente Beethoven, però cercavo, invece che non so il titolo, si chiama
pomeriggio, sono Valeria Barbaresco, salve di cabina, nome di ITA Airways, ho il piacere di rinnovarvi il benvenuto a bordo. Da questo momento potete utilizzare tutti i dispositivi elettronici, modalità ad uso aereo. Per il vostro comfort e la vostra sicurezza vi suggeriamo di mantenere la cito rilacciata che se il segnale luminoso dovesse essere spento e di aprire eventualmente le cameriere con cautela per evitare la caduta degli oggetti. Vi ricordo che è attivo volare il programma affidentato ITA Airways che permette di accumulare punti sin dal primo volo per ottenere vantaggi e servizi esclusivi. Tutte le informazioni sul programma e sulle iniziative promozionali sono disponibili sul nostro sito itaairways.com. Vi ringrazio per il cortese ascolto, augurandovi un piacevole soggiorno a bordo. Grazie. Ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon. My name is Valeria Barbaresco, cabin manager on this flight today. On behalf of ITA Airways, I would like to welcome you on board. You may use electronic devices provided in such a flying mode, and for your comfort and safety, we request you to keep your seatbelts loosely fastened even when the seatbelt sign will be turned off, and to open the lockers carefully as items may fall out. We also would like to remind you that ours has announced that loyalty program volare joined and to start turning points from temporary personalized benefits and services. Further information details on our website itaairways.com. Please let us know if there is anything we can do to make your time on board more enjoyable. Thank you for your attention and wish you a very pleasant stay on board. Invitiamo i signori passeggeri a rimanere seduti con le cinture di sicurezza allacciate. Grazie. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened. Thank you. passeggeri, ritornare per i posti ed allacciare il cinturone di sicurezza. Ladies and gentlemen, please connect your receipt and keep your seatbelt fastened. Thank you.
Allora, signori, sono il comandante, stiamo sorvolando la città di Sofia in circuito per l'atterraggio, saremo a terra fra meno di 10 minuti, il cielo come vedete è sereno, la temperatura 38 gradi Celsius. Vi ringrazio per l'attenzione, augurandovi una buona serata, felice soggiorno a Bulgaria. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking to the flight that we started our approach to Sofia, that we are overflying in this moment. We land in less than 10 minutes. Temperature is 38 degrees Celsius. Thanks again for your kind attention. Enjoy this landing. Have a nice stay in Bulgaria.
Signore e signori, tra qualche minuto atterreremo, vi invitiamo a controllare la chiusura del tavolino oppure lo schienale della poltrona in posizione verticale, ad abbassare i braccioli, ad aprire le tendine dei finestrini e a mantenere la cintura di sicurezza allacciata. Tutti i dispositivi elettronici devono essere mantenuti in modalità d'uso aereo. I computer portatili devono essere spenti e correttamente riposti e vi invitiamo a non utilizzare auricolari collegati a dispositivi personali. Durante la fase di atterraggio è di riposizionare i vostri effetti negli appositi alloggiamenti sopra di voi o sotto la poltrona davanti. In caso di evacuazione di emergenza vi ricordiamo di lasciare tutto a bordo. Per ulteriori informazioni sulla sicurezza potete fare riferimento al cartoncino nella tasca della poltrona di fronte. Grazie. Ladies and gentlemen, short trip landing, please fasten your seatbelts, lock the table, bring your seatbelt to the fully upright position, keep your armrest down, the window blind open, all electronic devices must be kept to flying mode and locked, your computers must be turned off and safely stored. We kindly ask you to refrain from using phones connected to personal devices during landing, and to place all your belongings, your wet compartment or under the seat in front of you. In case of an emergency evacuation, keep everything on board, and for further information, please check the safety instruction in the seat pocket in front of you. Thank you.
Cabin crew, be ready for arrival, grazie.
e 25 minuti, ora locale. Da questo momento potete accendere il vostro telefono rimanendo comunque seduti con le cinture allacciate fino a quando il segnale luminoso verrà spento. Vi raccomandiamo di aprire le cappe nere con cautela per evitare la caduta di oggetti e di non dimenticare i effetti personali nella tasca della poltrona di fronte a voi. Vi invitiamo a raggiungere con ordine l'uscita, evitando assembramenti. I passeggeri che hanno fatto richiesta di assistenza sono pregati di attendere al proprio posto fino al termine dello sbarco. Vi ringraziamo per aver scelto di volare con ITA Airways. Siamo spiacenti per il ritardo subito, ci auguriamo di vedervi presto di nuovo a bordo. Arrivederci. Ladies and gentlemen, ITA Airways is pleased to welcome you to Sofia Airport. It is now 25 minutes past 6 p.m. local time. You may now switch on your mobile telephone. For your safety, please remain seated with the seatbelt fastened until the first seatbelt sign has been turned off. We recommend you to open the overlockers carefully as items may fall out. And please do not forget your personal belongings in the seat pocket in front of you. We remind passengers who requested assistance to remain seated until disembarkation is completed. Thank you for flying with ITA Airways. We apologize for our delay. We look forward to seeing you on board in the very near future. Arrivederci.
And folks, that concludes our first flight and probably our last flight on ITA, which I just realised stands for Italy or Italian. I wasn't too impressed. We might fly that with them again if it's a combination, but not impressed at all. The aircraft was in an absolute dire state. It was missing safety cards. The seat pockets were completely destroyed. There was pen markings on the tables. And the aircraft is just like, you could just tell it hasn't been maintained. Not really sure why they changed the aircraft. I mean, presumably if they knew the book loads were showing that there were more passengers than 150, which is what the 319 carries, that upgrade should have been, done a lot earlier, not last minute, because they changed aircraft type last minute. Showing KLM as a 321, it was ended up being a 320. That's what it was showing on flight radar. Once it changed, it first showed the delay. Then 320, then the aircraft we meant to have originally, the IDM, the 319, you saw was right beside it, so we wasted an hour. And that aircraft did a different route, but it's all just a bit of a mess. I liked the snacks. The snacks and the juice was good, and to be fair, the actual staff were good, but as in the flight attendants, they give you a selection of either a salty or a sweet thing, give you a selection of juices. That was good, but all in all, wasn't so super impressed. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe for more, and that concludes our part 3 of the trip report. Okay, we missed the metro, so we have about 3 or 4 minutes. So this is the old one. This is always here, it just stays, so I don't know why, but it's kind of cool. It's been done up. But yeah, that was ITA. It was interesting to try them out anyway. They have one kind of design on the front and back of the plane. It's grand. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye for now. And on another random note, here are some rare Schindler wagons in Sofia, where you see them both together. I think most of these trams are out of service at the moment.